Let me talk to you about a $50,000 power draw. Let's say you have fair credit and you're trying to get a no doc, low doc personal loan. How do you get that loan? Let's talk about that. So here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. So the thing is that if you're trying to get a $50,000 power draw in terms of a no doc, low doc personal loan with fair credit, the first thing is you have to really pay attention to the loan application itself. So when we talk about this loan application, we're speaking about, first of all, if you're thinking about low doc, no doc, you're not getting this through a regular bank or credit union. No, you have to think about an alternative lender. You have to think about an online lender. And if you have the right relationship, you have to think about a credit union, but it has to be a credit union with which you have had a long-standing relationship. So you want to pay attention to the loan application. So what I want you to do is right now you want to print out the loan application. And this is a very important step. You want to print out the loan application and really study all the questions. You want to look at the questionnaire to see exactly what really happened, what they're asking you, and all the questions about income, questions about your address, questions about your employment. Questions. When we talk about questions about income, we're speaking about the amount, but also how to prove your income. So are they asking for a full-time job? Are they asking for a part-time job? Are they asking for anything in between? Is just income the most important element, or is the way you actually earn the income? Because see, some loans, some no doc, low doc loans, they pay attention to how you generate revenue. Okay, so you also want to pay attention to what kind of proof of identity they are asking for. Are they asking for do they want you to just have like a driver's license or whatever? Because some lenders nowadays, they actually prove your identity through your bank statements. So they'll ask you to provide bank statements, or they'll ask you to provide access to your bank account, so they can actually trace your revenue, your inflows and outflows in real time. So the bottom line here is that if you are trying to get a low doc, no doc personal loan with fair credit, you want to study the loan application and pay attention to all the questions, all the requirements. That way you have a clear idea. You have a very clear idea of what the requirements are. Because see, the thing is, even if it's a low doc or no doc, you still have to provide some kind of information. Okay. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here to have a quick convo with you about a no bank account personal loan for fair credit. This is really important. Now, the thing is, you have to pay attention to the employer and income verification. So if you are trying to get a no doc, low doc personal loan for fair credit, the big question is, are you currently working? Because obviously you don't want to provide some kind of documentation, but you got to ask yourself a question. Are you currently working? Do you have a full-time job? Do you have a part-time job? Do you have anything in between? Because when it comes to providing employer verification and income verification, those lenders, they pay attention a lot to a few things. So first of all, they look at how much you're making. So if you say, listen, you don't have a part-time job, okay, that's fine. But how much are you pulling every month? 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 1,000. How much are you generating? And also in terms of employer, if you can't prove your employer verification, do you work for multiple companies? Do you have gig work? Do you work for Uber? Now, how do you derive your income? It has to be, and first of all, is your income even legit? It has to be legit anyway. Okay, so there are a lot of ways you can prove income. So you can actually verify income through pay stubs. You can show tax returns. You can show W-2s and 1099s. You can show bank statements, and you can also have your employer's contact information. So when we talk about a low doc, no doc business loan, they only ask about one or two pieces of documents, and usually they want to focus on the bank statements. So if you don't, so you got to have a bank account. If you have a bank account, that really works. It works out fine because basically they can see the cash inflows in the bank account. So they'll ask you one or two pieces of documentation. So the bank account and or pay stubs. If you have those two, that's fine. In some cases, some lenders will ask you for your tax returns, especially if they want to make sure that you are basically paying your taxes. Okay, so in that case, they will ask you for the last 3 years of your 1040. So your last 3 years of tax returns. So just have that paperwork ready. And so if you are self-employed, you can verify your income with a couple of different documents. Those could be bank statements. You can have your 1099s and your income tax returns. Okay. So another thing you have to prove here is your proof of address. You have to prove your address. So again, when we talk about a low doc, no doc business loan, I mean, not business loan, personal loan for fair credit, be ready to provide a proof of address. This could be a utility bill, a lease or rental agreement, a mortgage statement, proof of insurance on your home or vehicle, voter registration card, property tax receipt, and bank or credit card statement. So bottom line here is that if you are looking for a low doc, no doc personal loan for fair credit, be ready to provide at least 2 or 3 pieces of documents. So one for proof of income and the one for proof of address. So this is important. And if you provide a pay stub, for example, or a 1099 or W-2, you're simultaneously verifying your employer, but also your income. And if you provide a utility bill, you're approving address. So this is kind of cool. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about a no doc, low doc personal loan fair credit. How do you get it? And this is a $50,000 power draw. Let me give you a few pro tips here. It's really important to understand that you got to have a strategy in case you don't get approved for a no doc, low doc personal loan for fair credit. And so you got to think about that even before applying. So it's all about having having a backup plan. So what you want to do here is that you want to actually boost your approval odds. So no doc, low doc lenders for fair credit, they pay attention to a few things. So if you don't meet the income requirements, if you don't, for whatever reason, if you don't make enough money to qualify for the loan you're applying for, you can get a cosigner. So a cosigner is kind of cool. I mean, the cosigner is going to help you actually boost your chances, or you can choose to have a secured personal loan. I mean, yeah, you have secured personal loan for no doc and low doc. This is totally fine. As a matter of fact, if you want to secure the loan, in other words, if you want to collateralize the loan, the lender might not need to have much documentation from you because they know that the loan is already collateralized anyway, is already secured anyway. Okay, so get a cosigner, or what you can also do, you can also try to really see what kind of credit score do you have. I mean, you're probably thinking that you have fair credit, but what if you have bad credit? Because if you have bad credit versus fair credit, you are basically increasing your odds of rejection, right? This is really important. So be very careful there. So you want to work on your credit score. If it's not fair, if it's not average, think about that. And you also want to be clear about the loan purpose, because the lenders will ask you the loan purpose, and you got to really explain why you need the money for anyway. So remember, you can use the cash for debt consolidation. You can use the cash for home improvements and upgrades, medical expenses, adoption costs, wedding fees, travel, and some other big ticket purchase. So you can do a lot of things here. So, but the bottom line here is that if you have fair credit and you are trying to really to boost your chances of approval, make sure that the loan amount that you want to apply for, that loan is in sync with how much you have to repay. So that loan amount has to be in sync with your budget, so that when you actually get the loan, your DTI doesn't go too low, your debt to income ratio. This is really critical. So this is going to help you a lot in terms of being approved down the road. Let me give you a few steps here in terms of getting a personal loan with no income verification. This is kind of similar to a low doc, no doc loan if you have fair credit, right? It's important to first understand what a no income loan is, especially if you are trying to really get a low doc, no doc. It's important to understand that no income loan does not require proof of income, such as pay stubs, tax returns, or statement from your bank. This type of loan is probably most closely associated with mortgages. So, but what we have seen here is that in the last few years, some personal loan providers also give those loans as well. So you have a lot of ways to prove, you can actually get a personal loan without a job. That's totally possible, totally fine as well. So the thing is that you may be able to count alternative sources of income, okay? Because the whole thing is that, if you can't prove job related income, but you can prove that you are making money elsewhere, you should be able to get a job. Because see, going to a 9 to 5 job is not the only source of proven income. You can get income through dividends and interest, through Social Security, through unemployment, through alimony, through child support, through pension or annuity income. So you have a lot of sources where you can actually prove your income. Okay. And so, but the bottom line here is if you want to qualify for a personal loan with no income, just you have to show some income, and the income has to be consistent. Or you want to apply with a cosigner, you can secure the loan. I just said this before, and you can say, you know what, I have excellent credit. This is a great opportunity also. So instead of having fair credit, you want to beef up your credit score to a good credit, like to the good zone or the excellent zone. So you want to be like above 700. That way you actually get a lot of opportunities at that level. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about a $50,000 power draw, no doc, low doc personal loan, fair credit. How do you actually get approved ASAP? This is today's topic. Let me give you the decision here. So the thing here is that there are types of personal loans for unemployed borrowers who are interested in having no doc, low doc loans for fair credit. And the thing is, you have a constellation of loans. So if you don't have a job and need a personal loan, or you don't want to provide some kind of documentation, you can consider unsecured loans. You can consider secured personal. So you have unsecured personal loans. You have secured personal loans. You can have cash advances. You have payday loans. And in some cases, you might have loans from family members or friends. Okay. Now, when we talk about unsecured loans, this is what you're really interested in thinking about here. So you don't have to collateralize anything. They give you the cash. Like you have to qualify through your financial profile. So either you're making enough money to repay the loan back, or you are able to prove that you are financially stable, elsewhere. Like you're getting money every quarter or every month, whatever. Okay. But if you are speaking about secured personal loans, then these are loans that are backed by collateral, which really, when you think about it, this creates less risk for the lender. So the lender is more willing to give you that loan anyway, because, hey, listen, if you're collateralizing the loan, they know they have nothing to lose, because if you default on the loan, they're just going to come and repo with the underlying assets. What I want to say here is that when we talk about no income loans or low doc, no doc loans for fair credit, there are actually pros and cons here. So I want to quickly go through the pros and cons. So what are the pros here? Well, you have those loans offer relatively fast access to cash, and they create a potential path to loan approval without an income, and they provide a chance to borrow with less traditional income sources. What about the cons here? Well, this loans carry high interest rates and fees, so it doesn't matter if you have fair credit or bad credit or poor credit, you still pay high interest rates and fees. They also limit how much you can borrow, and they require quick repayment also. And in some cases, they might need a cosigner with good credit or income for approval in some situations. So those are things you need to think about. And there are also alternatives to no income loans that we have found in our research. Like you have a home equity loan or line of credit, for example. You have a loan or withdrawal from a retirement account, so you can actually get the cash from your own savings. And you can also try a credit card. So this is really, I'm just giving you here like a series of options in case you get denied, in case you do not get approved, then you have a backup plan. So this is really important. Let me talk to you about some trends that we see nowadays. In the last 3 years since COVID, we've seen some trends in terms of no document loans, no doc loans, no tax returns, no documentation loan options. The thing here is that you basically have a new series of lenders, like especially alternative lenders that actually come up on the scene here. And so you're able to borrow up to $25,000. Okay. Now, the only thing is that those lenders, be very careful here, because you have a lot of you have a lot of lenders that are not like you have some scams also. The first thing you want to do is before you apply for a no doc, low doc loan, you just want to go to the lender website and you want to see if they have a banking license from the state where you are located. Very important. Even before contacting them. So the first step is you want to call your state banking department to inquire about the lender. You want to see whether this is a legit lender or just a scammer. If it's a legit lender, what you want to do is you want to read reviews about this lender online, so that you are making sure that you have a lot of information. So the third step is you need to contact the company. You want to talk to someone, you want to ask questions. And one thing I want to say, if you're interested in knowing more, let us know in the comment section. If you want us to help you identify whether a lender is a legit lender or not, please let us know in the comment section. We'll be very happy to help you out, because this is an exercise in public service for us to actually prevent those sort of predatory lenders out there. So please. And so once you do this, you are good to go. You can apply for your loan, not a problem at all. But just make sure that a lender that actually was legit 5 months ago or 1 year ago, you need to constantly sort of validate that lender, because lenders get fined all the time. They get sued all the time, and they might be actually be pursued for whatever malpractices. This is a very dicey sort of sector here, especially when we talk about no doc, low doc, personal loans for fair credit, bad credit, excellent credit, or good credit, whatever. I mean, this is a very niche market here. So you have to pay attention to the actors that you are dealing with in the industry. This is really, really important. I want to dig a little deeper into the types of no doc loans and low doc loans for fair credit, for bad credit, for good credit, and for excellent credit. And so this is a winner for you. Let's really break it down for you. So when we talk about low doc loans, or we talk about no doc personal loans, we're speaking about multiple loans. We have bank statement loans. So bank statement loans are for self-employed individuals only. So no doc lenders will ask you to provide 12 to 24 months of bank statements. Only the bank statement deposit will be used for qualification purposes, and the average monthly deposit will be used to qualify you for your personal loan or for your mortgage. So they will take a percentage of those deposits, and those dollars will be treated as income on the loan application. So this is kind of cool. And the good news is that all of the legitimate tax deductions that you are taking for your business or for yourself personally will not be used against you, like when you apply for a conventional loan. This is kind of cool. So bank statement loans are the best options available to you right now. You also have stated income loans. So those are low doc loans. So stated income loans or low doc loans typically attract people who work on a cash or a commission basis, or people who do not draw a consistent salary. So the borrower will not need to disclose earnings and might not need to show tax returns or bank statements. Stated income loans allow borrowers to simply state what their income was on the loan application, but do not have to provide any proof of that income. So this means no pay stubs, tax returns, or W-2s. In some instances, salaried borrowers may qualify for a stated income loan. The minimum down payment for that kind of loan, especially if you are getting it for a car loan or a mortgage, this is around 10%. You also have no ratio loans. So no ratio, this is for the mortgage only. So it does not apply if you are looking for a personal loan. I just want to quickly give you here. So no ratio loans are for borrowers who also may be W-2 salaried employee, but do not wish to disclose their income. So with this loan, there is a no debt to income ratio for the lenders to evaluate. And this loan can be a quick and easy process for borrowers that will have difficulty proving their income. So the typical no ratio borrower has good credit and abundant assets that make up for the lender not requiring the borrower's income information to be measured. So this is kind of cool. You also have the NINA, so the no income, no asset loans. So no income, no asset loans are for self-employed people who do not or cannot disclose both income and assets. So NINA loans are also for borrowers whose income and assets are typically not sufficient to qualify for a loan. So this is what it is. So in that instance, the borrower will need to have good credit. So this is kind of cool. And NINA loans will also be quick and easy to process because neither your income nor your assets are documented on the loan application. So it is what it is. All right, let's quickly do a recap here. So I was just talking to you about no doc, low doc personal loan, fair credit. How do you qualify? And this is a $50,000 power draw. So I gave you the overview, the power tips here, the steps you need to follow here. I spoke about the decision process here. I gave you the winner formula here, and now I'm doing a recap. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.